The first thing I look at when I know that someone's got a really well-groomed beard are all of the connection points between the beard and their skin or other parts of their head. The first one I look at, and is the most obvious for most beards, is the connection point between the mustache and the nose. Now, a lot of people seem to forget this area, and they kind of let the beard hairs and the nose hairs connect. And I'm not a big fan of that, but if that's your style, you go for it. But a sign of a well-groomed beard is someone who likes a nice clear distinction between their nose hair and their mustache hair. There's other parts as well, the connection between the sideburns and the head. In my case, I don't have any sort of like hair up here that I'm really sort of fading into, so I make sure that I fade from about this level up into my beard, or my bald head, and I use graduated clippers to do that. But sometimes the connection is just a dead straight line. Sometimes it's more of a fade into a funky hairdo if you're lucky enough to have hair as well as an awesome beard. There's also other parts, the neckline. Now the neckline, once you've got a long beard, is less important, but when you've got a short beard, the neckline is a real nice way to kind of show that you care about your beard and that it's well groomed. Now you've got a few options. You can either do a dead straight line, which is a nice big contrast between the skin and your hair, which is great, and it has to have a nice sweep from behind your ears down to just I think above your Adam's apple, about 2 finger width above your Adam's apple. But you can have more of a fade, you can have more of a messy look. That's absolutely fine. I think it looks good if it's intentional and it's symmetrical. So there's the neckline, and the last one is the cheek line. The cheek line is really important for the connection point, because I think this is where you can have maximum contrast between no hair and hair. Everywhere else there seems to be a bit more of a gradient, but when you've got a nice well-groomed beard, the place with no hair to hair should be made as obvious and as dramatic as possible. So I trim back to the point of maximum density, have a nice big sweep, and all of those connection points to your head and other parts of your face just mean that those are the signals to me that someone really cares about the grooming of their beard. Now that's not to say that if it's messy I look down on them or anything. That's absolutely their choice, but we're talking about well-groomed beards, and that's the first thing I look at. So overall shape is very important to me. The overall shape of a beard is something that you can see from a big distance. We're not talking about details. We're not talking about, the connection points here. We're talking about what a beard looks like when you're far away from it. Now, I look for symmetry, the symmetry on either side, and whether or not it's got like a fuzzy edge. As long as the edge and the symmetry look intentional, that's when I know someone cares about their well-groomed beard. I was walking down the highway the other day and someone sort of wound down their window, went, "Oi!" And I was like, "Oh no," turned around. He went, "Nice beard." And he had a lovely beard too. I didn't see the details, but from a distance, I could see that it was well groomed, it was symmetrical, and they'd taken a little bit of a moment to put in products. They allowed their beard to grow down, and they kind of had an intentionality around growing their beard and grooming their beard. So symmetry, any flyaways, and the lines of the beard are super important for me to go, yes, that is a well-groomed beard. And it doesn't have to be like super sharp or super awesome or like amazingly detailed. No, as long as it's symmetrical, and as long, like here, I have loads of hairs that kind of stick out a little bit, and I'm okay with that, because the extra amount of product and trimming that I need to go to for my beard that's quite bushy and wild anyway, to get it there is just not worth it to me. So a nice well-groomed beard is one where it's intentional, symmetrical, and I can kind of see the overall shape from a distance. Once it's lopsided and it's starting to look a bit weird, that's when I'm like, okay, maybe this person does need a little bit of a trim up with their beard, but overall it's your beard, you've got to love it, and that is what we're talking about. Well-groomed beards, intentionality, that's what it's all about. If this video is helpful to you, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also go check out beardgrowingpro.com. That's my project where I've got everything you need to know about beards. I am on a mission to answer every single beard question, and if you've got a problem, head over to that beard blog, because I combine science, I combine polls, I combine all of the latest information for making your beard awesome. Go check it out. Cleanliness is so important for making a beard look well groomed. Now, what I'm talking about here are any of the flakes, any of the dandruff, any of the food, any of the bits of life that get trapped in your beard along the way. Now, I like to check on my beard regularly throughout the day, and that's particularly after I've eaten, sometime during the day, or if I've been outside and it's, like I've been through, at the moment it's autumn, so bits of tree are falling off and landing in my beard. And, most people will sort of tell you. They may not tell you directly, they may be staring at your beard a little bit, but overall I like it when my friends just go, hey, you've got something in your beard, and then I do that batting thing until they are okay. One of my friends is a little grossed out by stuff in my beard, so he immediately tells me, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want. In the beard world, there's no sort of time for politeness, so even if another friend of mine who's got a beard has got something in, boom, I'm on top of it, and I expect they will return the favor in the future as well. So cleanliness, making sure it's nice and clean, using a good beard soap, checking in on your beard regularly, carrying around a nice sort of like portable comb like this is perfect for getting rid of any of the stuff. If you can't sit down and like look at your beard in a mirror, if you go to a public bathroom, something like that, but you can pass just a little comb over the top, this tends to get rid of any of the stuff that my beard picks up throughout the day. And yes, it is when I know someone's got a well-groomed beard is if it is completely free, no matter when, of food, dandruff, debris, of life, whatever it is, they are sorting it out. This is really inexpensive. I'll leave a link in the description below to one like this, and I carry it everywhere with me. It's in my bag. It helps me keep my beard clean by physically removing the dirt. Another sign of a well-groomed beard to me is one where contrast is taken seriously. Now, a beard doesn't exist on its own. It exists against everything else on your face and even what you're wearing. But I know a beard is well-groomed and it's sort of like well looked after when someone particularly worries about the edges, the contrast. So the biggest area which we've talked about for contrast is cheeks to beard. Always trim back to the point of maximum contrast or density on your beard, so then you've got like skin to beard, and that's where the eye is drawn. If you notice in paintings, where they want you to look is the point of maximum contrast. You can also do that on your neck down here. A way of minimizing the effect of your beard, like if you're in a professional setting, you just want to pull back from the beard a little bit, is to use darker tops just to minimize the contrast between beard and top. Now, I've got a sort of high contrast top on today, and that's fine. I work from home on my own, so I'm not worried about people what they think about my beard. It's literally just my dog who's asleep right now. So yeah, looking at contrast not only between cheek line, neckline, but also what you're wearing can really impact the way your beard looks. And if you do want a high impact beard, if you've just groomed up the bottom and you already want to show off this part, the bottom edge of your beard, go for high contrast, lighter stuff, as long as it doesn't make your beard look thin. If you go check out my other video about why your beard looks thin, you'll see that one of them is because the contrast is too high and it's reflecting light back up through the beard. We don't want that. It starts to make it a little bit thin and wispy on the ends. But overall, if you're looking at a well-groomed beard, contrast and between face and whatever you're wearing is a really important concept to get. If you're lucky enough, you'll get close to a beard and you'll be able to smell it. That is when you really know someone is grooming their beard really, really well. Now, a smell is completely sort of unique to the individual. The smell of a beard comes from their own scent, the products they use, what they've done throughout the day, all of that sort of stuff. Now, I like to wash my beard every sort of 2 to 3 days with a what would be considered a manly smell. I don't even know what that means, but like the vanilla, the sandalwood, a lot of the bourbon-esque whiskey stuff I like, some of the peppermint for something a bit refreshing. I stay away from the floral scents and all that sort of stuff, but overall, that is what is in my beard. I keep it very light and subtle. Even if you go heavy early on, it doesn't really matter because your beard will kind of release the smells. It will diffuse throughout the day. But yeah, try not to use too many smells on your beard at once because it can get a little bit overwhelming. And the worst smell is when it's musty, damp underneath, and I run a lot, so I make sure that I really get down underneath because I do sweat a lot under this beard 2 or 3 times a week. And so smell is so important. That is the last sort of like barrier for someone when they're getting close to you as to a well-groomed beard. The problem is that throughout the day you will not actually smell your beard. You'll smell it initially, you'll be like, oh, this is good or this is bad or whatever, and then you'll get used to it. That's just kind of the way our brains work, is they go, okay, that's part of the norm for today, I'll ignore that. But someone coming in will smell it immediately. So you do have to make sure that the smell is nice, that you're not confusing the scents and making it too weird, and that you are keeping just cleanliness to a maximum at all times. And that is the last bastion, the last stand of a well-groomed beard. So go and get someone to smell yours. So there we have it. There's everything you need to know about the 5 signs of a well-groomed beard. Let me know in the comments what you would add. And also remember to go check out beardgrowingpro.com, where every single beard question will be answered. There's nearly 300 articles all about beards. I've done so much research and written so much about beards that it's starting to become part of my dreams and maybe nightmares. No, I love it. I love it all. All right then, I'll see you in the next video.